Jeffrey Toobin, let me bring you in. Turning back to the Wall Street Journal scoop about Mueller impaneling a grand jury here in Washington, D.C. What is the significance of that? Does that necessarily mean he's planning on bringing charges?
It's very important, Jake, to answer that question. And the answer to that question is no. Just because there's a grand jury does not mean that anyone is going to get indicted. However, no one can be indicted without a grand jury first being impaneled. So it is significant that he has taken this step. It is also significant because grand jury subpoenas are the way that prosecutors can get sworn testimony under oath, sworn testimony from people in the investigation. You send them subpoenas and they then testify in the grand jury. It's also possible to issue grand jury subpoenas, which is the main way prosecutors collect evidence, to phone companies, to banks, to individuals to produce their financial records. So it's a very important step, but I think it is important that we not overstate how important it is and not suggest that this means that criminal charges are inevitable or even going to happen.
Does the fact that Mueller and his investigators, and he's hired a lot of lawyers who have expertise in financial crimes, does the fact that they are so focused on Trump's financials indicate that they are no longer looking at collusion?
No, I mean, from what we've been told through our sources, they are still focused on collusion, the idea that there was some coordination between the Russians and Trump campaign associates. But there are some obstacles in prosecuting along the lines of collusion because so much of the evidence stems from these intercepts, as Evan was talking about, foreign intercepts. So you have foreign witnesses that the FBI can't just go and interview, and then you have to verify it. Well, how do you verify it? Because they could have been exaggerating or lying. And so I think that is part of what has led investigators down the road of the financial avenue, as one would put it, to look to see if any more crimes were committed, but also to see if that could give them leverage in terms of encouraging cooperation among some of the subjects in this investigation. As I pointed out in my story, a lot of the leads that are coming into DOJ that have nothing to do with Russia collusion are still going to the special counsel probe. They want to see everything they can for see if crimes were committed, but also to see if they could gain leverage in the investigation.
And Jeffrey Toobin, yeah, go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to add one point about this collusion issue, is that, yes, that is the origin of this investigation, but there is no such federal crime as collusion. The question of any sort of collaboration between the Trump campaign and Russian officials or Russian business people, it is not clear if that is criminal. So what is certainly criminal is financial crimes like money laundering, like tax crimes. And so that's another reason why it would be very important to establish, to establish the financial background for this case. Also, but is the question of motive. I mean, why would Russia and why would the Trump campaign collude with Russia? If there is evidence of financial ties, that would allow Mueller to establish the issue of motive, which is always important in a criminal case. And that also raises the issue of obstruction of justice, the firing of Director Comey. That certainly is part of this investigation as well. So, I mean, there is a lot to look into here, though charges are by no means assured.